Normally, I would bounce your head for waking me this early, but news that your marriage is back on track is worth getting up at this ungodly hour.
Well, I said things were going a little better, Max. I mean, Gabrielle and I are working on it, but it isn't exactly cut and dry, you know?
I know, but the important thing is you're making the extra effort. You know, realizing what matters and what doesn't. I mean, where I come from, where you come from, that's called kissing and making up.
Max, there's something you should know about. It's the real reason that I came over here today.
Shoot.
I intend to adopt Al.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back in Longview. Back at the ranch, I was so isolated away from everyone. But now being back, I see all my friends and... Oh, look how much fun Al and Clint are having together. I think they'll be fine.
Oh, you know what? I know that these two are going to grow up to be the best of friends, just like you and me.
Well, we've certainly seen each other through some rough times.
I'm really glad that you and Steve have decided to try to work out your marriage.
Well, there's still a few wrinkles to iron out. But enough about me. I want to know when you and Cord are going to set the date.
I don't know if we're ever going to get to set a date.
No. Did you have a fight?
Not yet. Yeah, but wait until Asa tells Cord what I did. And I think the marriage is going to be off for sure.
Jenny's safe. Doing well after ordeal with slave traders. On way back from Nogales. Clint. I just can't believe that.
Yeah.
Selling Jenny as a slave?
I'm real happy for Jenny, but what worries me is that Blaze is not mentioned once in this thing. What does that mean? Does it mean she somehow got away from these men?
Oh, my, well, are you going to tell Buck about it?
Well, I sent word over to the saloon that I got this message from Clint. I don't think Buck's going to take this very well.
Yeah, but he's got to know about it.
Know what? I just got this note from Clint.
No mention of Blaze.
That's right, but that doesn't mean you got to give up hope now, Buck.
I don't know. Blaze has been in that desert far too many days, Cody.
You have a lovely voice. Oh, my, are you practicing for one of them operas that my good friend Jenny told me so much about?
Oh, well, no. The Italian singer from the Met is going to be on the show today, and he's giving a master's class at the Landview Conservatory, so he's going to give me some lessons on the show.
You mean I get to see you on that little box you call the television?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I must admit I ain't too partial to a lot of the modern conveniences you got around here, but I'm mighty grateful to you for letting me wear some of your clothes. I can't get over how comfortable they are. You ever try squeezing yourself into one of them corsets?
No, Blaze, I haven't.
Oh, well, believe you me, sometimes it's like wearing a cactus. Now, Melinda, I really want to thank you for letting me into your home, taking me in. You're the only one who believes in me. And I just really want to thank you. And as soon as I get my coat on, I'm going to be ready for you to take me over to meet my kinfolk.
Wait, kinfolk?
Well, sure. I am part of the Buchanan family tree.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in.
Buck, I know that Blaze is going to come back to you, because the good Lord wouldn't have put you together as man and wife if he intended to come down and take her away.
I just pray he's looking after her now.
Well, I'm sure he is.
I almost wish she was with that slave trader. He'd have taken her to Nogales, and she'd have been on her way home now with Clint and Jenny.
Well, maybe that's the way you ought to think. If Blaze was resourceful enough to get herself away from them slave traders, maybe she's resourceful enough to take care of herself out in that desert. Now, come on, she is a Western woman, born and bred, Buck. She's going to be just fine. She's going to find a way out.
I thank you both for your optimism. I may have to accept the fact that if I don't find Blaze real soon, I just may never see her again.
Well, you're not going to give her up for dead, Buck.
Oh, May, no. I ain't going to give up. I'll search that barren desert till I drop.
Well, I'll be riding right beside you then, Buck.
Thank you, Cody. I think I'll head back to town, get some gear, and round up some men. I think I'll start looking around that Nogales area for Blaze.
Oh, thank God that we're together and alive, Cody. Oh, I don't know what I'd ever do without you.
Blaze, what makes you think that the Buchanans are your kinfolk?
Well, I was looking for something to read the other day, and I found this here book.
Who's who in Landview?
Mm-hmm. Page 37. Right here, in black and white. Here we are. Asa Buchanan, descendants of Buck Buchanan and Dorothy Pardee. Well, that's me.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you're Asa's grandmother?
Sure am. And Clint's my great-grandson. Now, can you imagine that? I have met my great-grandson. And I'm ready to meet all the rest of my descendants and Asa.
Well, I'd go a little easy on the introductions.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Boy, Cord really thought I was plumb loco yesterday when I mistook him for Cody Vasquez.
Wait a minute. When did you meet Cord?
Oh, my. I am so sorry. I forgot to tell you that he dropped by yesterday. I hope that it wasn't important.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. Who did you mistake him for?
Well, Cody Vasquez from Buchanan City. You see, he used to ride with Buck in his gunslinging days, and now, well, he married the sweetest little gal. And I think, you know, I bet Cody is Cord's kin. That's why they look so much alike.
Blaze, I know that you're working very hard at trying to make connections here and everything, but look, you and I are going to have to talk about your theories a little bit when I get back this afternoon.
This afternoon? Aren't you going to take me to see the Buchanans?
Look, I'm really sorry, but I can't do it right now because before I go to the studio, I have to go to the hospital. A very dear friend of mine was injured in the courthouse yesterday.
Oh, I heard about that. I read about the shooting in the paper this morning. Boy, you'd think that after 100 years, people would stop trying to solve their problems with a six-shooter.
You know, maybe you should go with me.
Oh, no, thank you. I've had my fill of hospitals. I think I'll just stay right here, stay put till you get back.
Blaze, I really think that you should go with me.
Now, why are you so all fired up to get me down to that hospital? Is this some sort of trap?
Oh, Blaze, no.
You don't believe me, do you? You're sorry you took me under your wing, and now you want to get rid of me.
Rob, why didn't we make it work?
We got into an area we couldn't work our way out of, or didn't want to. I wanted to, you didn't want to.
You didn't trust me. I remember that.
Well, you wanted to risk your life doing something stupid and then lied to me about it. You remember that part?
You're right. We had the love and the passion, but we just didn't have enough maturity for the grown-up heavy stuff.
No. We thought love and passion was all we needed.
We didn't care about money or anything. We just lived in that little apartment one day at a time.
Well, we liked it little. That way we were never far away from each other. Cassie?
I'm right here.
How long was I in surgery?
Only a couple hours, but that was last night. You slept the whole night. Doctor said they fixed you up as good as new.
And Donald Lamar?
Behind bars where he belongs.
And Mary Lynn?
All the charges were dropped against her, and Wade's been cleared in contempt.
I'm glad everything worked out all right. I'm glad I woke up to your smiling face.
I'm smiling because you're alive. You really scared me there, you know. That was pretty crazy of you, walking in that courtroom disguised as your father.
Gaslighting Donald Lamar was the only way to get him to confess. Oh.
I realize that. And I'm not saying it wasn't a brave thing to do, but you could have gotten yourself killed, you know.
For a few moments there, I thought that's exactly what I'd done. And I have to tell you, Cassie, being so close to death, it made a lot of things clear to me.
Like what?
Like, not wasting time and grabbing for the brass ring and not letting go of what matters.
What matters is that you're alive.
Cassie, I meant what I said before I went into surgery. I still love you. And I'm sorry I ever let you go.
Ah, our hero is back with us again.
Yeah, he just woke up, Blair Bear.
How you feeling?
Okay, a little thirsty.
Yeah, that's only normal. Cassie, I'm going to have to ask you to leave while I examine him.
Sure.
Cass, think about what I said.
Sure, we have to change this dress.
You bought Cord's way into the exhibition at the museum?
Look, it was just a donation. And when the guy came over to pick up the check, Cord's photos were on the table, and he was really impressed by them.
So the curator didn't think that your donation had anything to do with him taking Cord's work?
No, not at all.
Then it wasn't a bribe.
Yeah, try telling that to Dean Stella.
That's the, yes. That was the reporter from the National Intruder, right?
Yeah, somehow. Just a minute, honey. Somehow he got wind of the whole thing, and then he threatened. Just a minute, honey. He threatened to print it in that rag that he works for.
Ah, and that's when you told him about Ace's elopement.
Well, I had to come up with some kind of story, so he wouldn't print the thing about Cord, so Cord wouldn't find out.
Then you really didn't do anything wrong, did you?
Yeah, but Cord's not going to believe that. Certainly not once he... Oh, just a minute, honey. Certainly not once that he reads it on the front page of The Intruder. No, and of course, Asa bribed Dean Stella into telling him who his source was. And then, of course, he came looking for me. And then just to chew me out for ruining his wedding plans.
Well,
I mean, he even threatened to stop Cord from marrying me.
I wouldn't worry about that. If Asa tried to get involved and ruin things, Cord would never take that from Asa.
You really think so?
Yes, I do, and Asa knows it, too.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't want to call his bluff. I mean, because then Cord would reject me right along with Asa.
Tina, why is it that you always get yourself into these sort of predicaments?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I start out with the best of intentions. I really do, and then all of a sudden, everything backfires on me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't try so hard.
Maybe you're right. But this time it wasn't my fault. It was that darn assistant curator. If he had looked at Cord's things and realized how good they were, then I wouldn't have had to go over his head.
All right, then, from now on, why don't you not try so hard? Let things take care of themselves. Now that Asa has blown off all of his anger, it'll probably just smooth itself over.
Yeah, you don't know Asa like I do. Once he sinks his teeth into a grudge, he never lets go. Oh, boy, heaven only knows what he's planning for me right now.
Asa, this is about revenge, pure and simple, and quite frankly, I don't like it.
I'm just doing what's right by my grandson.
This has nothing to do with right and wrongs. This is coming from a revenge deep inside you.
Cord has to know what Tina has done.
What did she do? She helped him to a certain success. Is that so bad?
Yes, that's bad. Cord is not going to marry that tramp again.
All right. Supposing that you do tell Cord what Tina did, what then? You get a certain satisfaction about stirring up a hornet's nest between them? But how do you think Cord's going to feel about his exhibit after that? The Banner has published a front-page article about his photographs. Now, when Cord finds out about this, he's going to be so embarrassed, he's going to pull his work out of the museum. Now, is that what you want for your grandson? Shame and scandal?
All right. I will not tell Cord. But I'm going through this codicil.
Oh, I swear, you are the stubbornest man I have ever met. Don't worry, not talk some sense into him.
Ah. Well, I came over as soon as I got your message. What's up?
I want you to put this in my will. Keep it quiet.
You want to disinherit Cord if he marries Tina?
And Bo, too, if he doesn't stop interfering with my plans to marry Renee.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't agree to this. It's ridiculous, not to mention irrational.
Irrational? When I'm trying to protect my grandson from making the mistake of his life?
It'll never hold up in court, especially the part about Bo.
If you can't make it stick, maybe you don't have what it takes to continue as my lawyer.
Excuse me. What's going on in here?
So Ace is exercising his lungs again.
Get out of here, Herb.
Listen, I'll be down at the hospital if you need any help clearing out the cobwebs.
All right, Asa, what's it all about this time?
You are asking me to give up my son.
No, I'm asking you to let me adopt him. Max, it's a big part of my plan for saving my marriage. Look, Max, I know that you fought me on this before, but this time I have Gabrielle's support, and I think it would be best for all of us if you just give us your consent without dragging it into the courtroom.
No way.
Look, it makes sense for me to adopt Al. I'm the one that's taking care of him.
You don't think I want to do more for my son?
No, I don't. I think that you really enjoy being free of responsibility of being a parent.
Oh, I see. And what are you supposed to be, some kind of big hero for taking a boy away from his natural father?
I'm not taking him away from you. Nothing's going to change. You can still visit him whenever you want, and you can still even drop him a present on his birthday and Christmas.
Gee, thanks.
Look, why are you fighting me on this? I mean, my God, the least you could do is give me a chance to be Al's father in name as well as in spirit.
Oh, get off it. I see exactly what's going on here. You're trying to use my son to put your lousy marriage back together.
That is a lie.
That is the truth. And you better face it. Listen, you and Gabrielle got some real big problems. And I want you to hear this. You're not going to use my son to solve them. I'm not going to let you cut my son out of my life.
Great, so you're going to drag this all the way into court.
Damn straight. I'm prepared to fight you for my son. You got that? And that's a fight I am not going to lose.
Yeah, well, don't count on it.
Now, Blaze, I know what you're going through. You see, I used to slip into delusions and paranoia, and I would say the stupidest things to the wrong people and always get myself into trouble. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Oh, sure. That you don't think that I am stuck here 100 years away from home, and that you don't think I should be going around telling people the truth.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then what, Melinda? I have got to know whether you believe that I am from 1888 or not.
All right. I do think that you met Clint in Arizona before he died. I think that you have this delusionary fascination with the Old West, and you kind of drag Clint into your own reality.
Well, that's a lot of fancy talk, but I think I get what you're trying to say. And that is that you don't believe me. You think that I should keep my mouth shut and I should forget about seeing the Buchanans.
No, that's not true. I will take you to visit the Buchanans. I would like you to just think about what I've said and just try to put it in perspective. That's John. I'm going to the hospital with him. I'll get it, Emma!
Hi. You ready?
Yes, I want you to meet a friend of mine from Arizona. Blaze. This is John Russell.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you too. What part of Arizona are you from?
Just outside Phoenix.
Oh, no kidding. That's a nice part of the country.
If you like cactus and coyotes.
Blaze, didn't you want to try on some shoes before you left?
Oh, yeah. Nice meeting you.
Okay, well, now we can go. John, are you okay?
Hmm? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about Cassie. You know, she spent the night at the hospital sitting up with Rob.
Oh. Well, I guess it's only natural she should be concerned.
An all-night vigil? Melinda, I'm just kind of concerned that maybe she cares more for Rob than she'll admit. Ah, it's just another crisis, right? We'll get through this one like all the other ones. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Okay, now, how does a body go about finding where someone lives in these here parts? Okay, addresses now. How does this work? A, B. It's just amazing. Okay. Asa Buchanan. Now all I need is to rely on the kindness of a stranger to get me there. I'm sure Asa wouldn't mind if kinfolk come a-calling.
Whoops. What are you doing? Can you give me that, please?
Well, would
Give
you
me the
settle down? What is the matter with you?
I don't want you hauling no firewood inside no more, all right?
Well, honey, that's gonna make it awful hard for me to cook your supper without any wood for the stove.
Well, then I'll just have to take my time. Because when it comes to heavy chores, I want you to call me or Bud or your pa, because I don't want you doing them anymore.
Listen, just because I'm a child does not mean I'm gonna stop doing all the things that I have been doing for my whole life. I mean it.
Well, I don't know about all that. All I do know is that I want you to be careful.
Do you think that I would do anything to hurt that child of ours?
No, honey, I don't. I never said that. I just get all excited about this, you know, because I wonder what it's going to be like when we have our own spread someplace, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have our little fella with us. And after that, he's going to need his own spread someday. Maybe he'll be right next to ours.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Or, ooh, you know what else? With all the railroad tracks going up around here, he might even be president of the railroad company, like that Randolph Lord fella or something.
Hell, he may end up being president of the United States.
Or he might even turn out to be a she. Now, wouldn't that be something?
That sure would.
Would you be disappointed if you had a little daughter?
No, ma'am, I wouldn't be disappointed with that at all. Maybe she would grow up to be president of the United States.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. Sounds like it could be possible. I hear Clint talk. He's always talking about the future. You know, he says there's going to be a time when women have equal rights as men. How's that sound?
Yeah.
I don't think that's such a bad idea.
He always talks about this baby being a boy, too, which is why I think you're always talking about a son.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
He's sure enjoying pulling this town's leg, isn't he?
Oh, yeah?
Being like a prophet from the future and all that. But no matter, I tell you, I am really going to be happy to have him back here. Oh, I just wish Blaze was coming back with him.
You know, I never said this when Buck was here, but, honey, I think that the chances of Blaze surviving out there in the desert are not too good, especially considering the kind of heat we've been having lately.
You think she's dead?
Honey, my heart is telling me that we just got to believe that she's going to be all right and she's going to come back home. But my head keeps telling me something different.
Well, then we're just going to be thinking with our hearts and not with our heads, Cody, until she comes back. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Let's hope.
Morning, Mr. and Mrs. Vasquez.
Well, good morning, honey.
Papa found this in the desert near the mountain caves. He wanted me to bring it right over. He said it might be important.
Well, you tell your papa thanks for us, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. We'll see you.
Oh, this comb.
Honey, what is it? What is it?
This comb belongs to Blaze.
Asa, you want to tell me why you just threw Herb Callison out of your house?
No, I do not.
All right, then let's start with why was he here in the first place?
I got a better idea. How about we start with you keeping your nose out of my business?
No, all I've been hearing around here is a lot of door slamming and a lot of shouting. Now, I want to know what this is all about, Pa.
I'm making out a new will, all right?
Why?
Because of that damn Tina. She's not getting her greedy hands on my money. No. That is why...
You've lost me now, Pa.
Tina has wormed her way back into Cord's life. She thinks he's in line for the Buchanan fortune. I'm going to stop her. I'm going to stop her if I have to cut Cord out of my will.
You can't do that.
No. Watch me.
Hey, I'm not going to let you do that.
You know, I'm so sick of you telling me what I can and can't do. Keep it up. I ain't even keep it up. I'm gonna make you happy. I'm gonna cut you out of my will.
Asa, what has gotten into you? Just listen to yourself. You know, ever since Clint died, you have been irritable, you've been forgetful, you've been irrational.
Are you saying I'm crazy?
No, Pa. What I'm saying is I'm very worried about you. Now, why don't you make an appointment with Larry Wallach? Let him give you a complete checkup, please.
I'm fine. You want a second opinion? Renee, get in here.
Now, what are you doing now?
What in heaven's name is all this shouting about?
Renee, my son here. My son thinks I need a 50,000-mile check. Now tell him I am sound of mind and body. Tell him.
Asa, you are as strong as an ox and twice as stubborn. Now, I suggest if you both want to continue this conversation, that you both calm down.
Now, look, I don't have time to play this kind of game. Why don't you sit in on this hand? Because I'm sure that you'll be able to call his bluff.
Whenever I want to make a good impression.
I don't want to talk about it.
Tell me, why wouldn't you tell me about the plot to frame Donald Lamar?
What would you have done if you'd known?
I would have tried to talk Rob out of it.
And where would that have gotten you?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
He would have gone ahead with it anyway. I know how important it was to him to avenge his father's death.
So you wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. You probably would have had a fight with Rob. In the end, everything would have come out the same. So leaving you in the dark saved you a lot of grief.
Oh, I hate it when you're right. But I love it when you care about me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so pretty when you're mad.
Listen, why don't you go on without me, and I'll meet you in there in a minute.
Hey, did anyone get in on this?
Yeah, I gotta head down to the office. I'll talk to you later, all right, honey?
Thanks.
Yeah. Good work.
Hey, thanks, Herb. You too.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel after sitting up all night with Rob?
I'm okay. You do understand why I had to spend the whole night here, right?
Yeah, sure I do.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was mad at Rob. I was mad at his pig-headedness. I took it all out on you.
Hey, it's okay, you know. Sometimes you yell at the one you love to kind of a safety valve, right?
I do love you, John. I love you.
Doesn't sound like Asa.
I know, and I told Asa that too, but Larry, he has been doing so many strange things ever since Clint died. Now, I suggested that he make an appointment for you to give him a complete checkup. He starts bellowing like a wounded bull.
Listen, why don't we go down to my office? We can talk about this privately.
Thanks.
Cord, thanks for coming over on such short notice.
No problem, Max. What's up?
Well, the whole story's kind of complicated, so we'll get right to the bottom line. Steve was just here. He intends to adopt Al.
What?
Yeah, he says it's going to help his marriage. He's ready to go to court if necessary.
A custody battle, the whole thing?
Yeah, and I figured since how you and Tina feel about Al, you should be the first to know.
Oh, well, we appreciate that, Max. Listen, what exactly did you say to him?
I said if he expects to adopt Al, he's going to get a fight from me because there's no way in hell I'm giving up my son.
Well, I know how you feel there. I mean, if somebody tried to take my son away from me, he'd have to do it over my dead body.
Yeah, I knew you'd understand.
What I don't understand is why is Steve acting like this? He's got to know that Al has got all the love he could possibly need right now. Why would he possibly endanger that?
Personally, I think Gabrielle's behind the whole thing. I mean, originally she was against Steve adopting the kid, but Cord, their marriage is heading for the rocks, and I think she's got some idea that there's going to be a magic wand that's going to make all their problems disappear.
Look, Max, I know that a child can help pull a family together, but all I see this doing is driving a wedge between you and your son.
Listen, if it comes down to it, can I count on your support?
Of course you can, Max. Come on, you put everything on the line. You went out there, you found my son, and you brought him back home. The least I can do is help you hold on to yours.
Thanks.
You keep me posted on this, and I will be there. You just let me know what I can do.
Will do. Oh, by the way, I understand congratulations are in order.
Oh, yeah, that exhibit over at the museum, thanks.
That too, but I was referring to your engagement to Tina. I want to wish you all the happiness in the world. I mean that.
Madam, I must insist that you wait in the entrance hall.
Oh, that's for strangers.
It's highly improper to come barging into a man's home without first having been properly announced.
What's to announce, honey? I am kin. No need for a lot of this highfalutin falderall.
I must insist. that you leave Mr. Buchanan's house at once.
Hey, Nigel, is there a problem?
I'm sorry. This person has insinuated herself into this room before I could stop her.
It's all right, Nigel. I'll talk to the lady.
As you wish.
I'm sorry about that reception. What can I do for you?
Oh, well, I was just hoping to see Asa Buchanan. You see, I'm a distant relative, and I've come all the way from Arizona to see him.
What a lovely surprise. Oh, Asa will be so happy. You just make yourself comfortable, and I'll go tell Asa that you're here.
Well, thank you, Miss
Divine. But you can call me Renee. If my luck holds, soon I'll be a distant relative of yours as well.
You mean you're engaged to Asa?
That's right. She's my fiancée. Who are you?
So this is, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Blaze Pardee Buchanan. I've come all the way from Arizona to see you. It seems that we're related.
I never heard that name. Why did you scream when I came in?
Well, it's just that you look so much like someone I've lost recently. Someone very near and dear to me, and I just wasn't expecting the resemblance to be quite so striking.
My condolences. Now, what's your point?
What point?
Why are you here? What do you want?
Oh, well, I just thought it'd be kind of nice to get acquainted with my kinfolk.
I don't know who you are, lady.
Well, I'm a distant relative. I'm very distant.
I'll bet. Well, nice talking to you. I'm a busy man, and Nigel will show you way out. Come on, Renee.
Oh, no. Wait, now, don't you want to hear what I really came to tell you?
Honey, tell it to Nigel.
But it's about your son, Clint.
Well, I was going to get you a get-well card, but they didn't have any for conquering heroes.
Oh, please, forget the hero stuff. I just did what I had to do.
I guess Cassie filled you in on all the details.
Most of them. What's going to happen with Griffin?
Well, he gave Herb a full confession, starting with the events at Mountain View, the attempt to set up Melinda, all the way through his performance in court as the man risen from the dead.
He deserved an Academy Award for that one.
He deserves the chair for killing my father, not to mention Mr. Peck.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to get either one.
They're going to let him walk?
No, but his cooperation saved him from the death sentence. He'll end up spending his life in jail, but, hey, maybe he can share a cell with Donald Lamar, huh?
Well, that'd be neat. Then he can chauffeur Donald around the exercise yard.
Oh, no, don't, please. It hurts when I laugh.
You better get used to that. You know, you're going to be in stitches for a couple of weeks here.
That's worse.
Cassie, will you meet me in the hall for a few minutes?
Yeah, well, yes, fine.
We'll be right back.
So what'd you do? You bought a used bulletproof vest or what? Huh?
You seemed a little quiet in there. Are you okay?
Yeah, my mind was just wandering.
It's Rob, isn't it?
Yes. Last night, before he went into surgery, he told me that he still loves me. And that he's sorry he ever divorced me.
What did you say?
What could I say? He said it to me before. I know he means it. But, Auntie, I cannot have this cause any more problems between me and John.
John is not oblivious to what's going on.
That's what I mean. But you know how Rob is. Once he decides what he wants, he goes after it with a vengeance.
Well, what do you want? Isn't that what matters?
Well, I don't want to reject Rob flat out. That's not really going to help him get any better.
But you are committed to John, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am. I just hope he understands that I'm going to have to stay here for a while and kind of hold Rob's hand. Which reminds me, I better go back in now.
I'll be in a minute.
I love you, Cassie.
And I love you.
I want you. I need you.
I know.
But you must choose.
I can't.
You must.
Auntie, do you have a penny?
A penny?
Yes, I don't know who to choose.
Cassie, you can't choose who to love with the toss of a coin. A man needs to be loved fully and completely. With body and soul. He needs to know that he's the only man in your life and that you're totally committed and that you're willing to sacrifice everything
Oh, wow. I never thought you could kiss like that.
And that's not all.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. Goodbye.
Cassie, I think he's too much man for you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just, well, you want to go down and grab a bite to eat? My treat.
Yeah? Is the food recognizable?
If it is, it's a deal.
All right, Tina, I want it straight. I want to know what you've done to get Asa so ticked off at you.
Nothing.
Don't give me that. He's at the mansion right now. He's kicking lamps across the living room floor, and each one of them have your name on them.
Bo, I swear I didn't do anything.
Let me tell you something. I heard him yelling at Herb Callison. You know what he's yelling about? Making a change in his will. Now, if that happens, that's going to prove very bad for Cord and for your little baby, Clint. And it's all going to be your fault, Tina.
Bo, I swear to you,
Just don't give me that little wide-eyed girl act. Now, you tell me what's going on, Tina, and you tell me right now.
Well, I knew Max wasn't going to take this without a fight. I'm sure he'll come out swinging.
Gabrielle, I've been doing a little thinking. Maybe we shouldn't push this.
What?
Well, I mean, what kind of effect is it going to have on Al? A custody battle could be drawn out 2-3 years. I don't want him to grow up and make choices between his father and his uncle.
Steve, don't you see Max has already made that choice for him? Yes, he's Al's natural father, but he doesn't give him any emotional support. Al will always be looking to you for love and encouragement.
Well, that's exactly why I have to consider his feelings before I push this too far.
Please, Steve, if you don't fight for what you deserve, then we're all going to live to regret it. Now, Max doesn't really care about Al. All he wants to do is destroy our marriage.
Why would he want that?
Because I chose you over him. Don't you see, darling, he's jealous. He's jealous of how much I love you and how much I'm committed to you. Please, Steve, don't let Max's spite ruin our one chance to start over again.
Okay. If this means that much to you, then I will go to the mat for this little guy. I'll call the lawyer and tell him to get on it right away.
Thank you.
But you've got to believe me. Look, Asa doesn't need a reason to be mad at me. He hates me. He's just, look, and probably because I'm going to marry Cord, he's just, like, mad at basic principle, you know?
All right, baby. Tina, I'm sorry I came down on you so hard, all right? Asa's got me so riled up, I guess I'm just taking it out on you, okay?
Yeah, that's okay. What were you saying about his wanting to change the will?
He's talking about cutting Cord out of his inheritance.
Well, he can't do that.
I know, I told him that. Didn't do much good, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no, what are we going to do?
Well, I don't know about you, but I think Cord's got a right to know what Ace is up to.
No! Well, why bother Cord with all this? Because, you know, he's just going to get really mad at Ace, and then he'll run right over there, and he'll have a fight with Ace, and then he'll be cut out of the will for sure.
Yeah, maybe. Plus, there's so many tempers flaring up right now. I mean, why throw Cords on the fire, too, huh? And after Asa has the time to just sit down, cool off, relax, I mean, he'll probably accept your wedding, and hopefully he'll forget all that nonsense about that will.
Yeah. Well, maybe you better keep an eye on him anyway.
Yeah, you know what, Tina? You're right.
Where do you know my son Clint from?
Well, he came to town a few months ago.
What town?
Buchanan City. That's where I'm from. Well, anyway, he said that he had been wandering around in the desert because his horse had thrown...
Whoa, hold, wait a minute. When he told you all this, did he look you square in the eyes?
Oh, yes, as sure as I'm standing here.
Nigel, you are a liar. I don't know anything about Buchanan City. My son couldn't have looked you square in the eye, lady. He was blind.
No, he wasn't.
Sir?
Put the tray down, get this imposter out of here.
Oh, no.
Very good, sir.
Oh, no, no, no. Now, you can't do that. Now, listen. Now, you just let go of me. Now, you gotta listen to me. I'm your grandmother.
Get that loony bird out of here, Nigel.
I am his grandmother. I know all about Clint.
Who the hell let her in here?
I'm sorry, darling. It's my fault. Lordy, I should know better than that by now. Will you forgive me?
I don't know. Maybe asking with a kiss. All right. I forgive you.
Oh, darling, thank you. Here, now, I want you to sit down, and I want you to relax. I'm going to pour you a cup of tea. Here you are, darling.
Oh, thank you.
This is going to just take care of all your problems.
Wonderful.